Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, Eunos Roadster, where has it been, what's up with it, and where am I going with it? So, things haven't really gone to plan with it recently. I can't knock the car. It's in no way impacted how I feel about the car. I basically dailied it from day one of buying it, and we're now a year of ownership, guys. So, you know, it's good for me that really. I only a car for a year. And I have thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. We had a few brief hiccups before the MOT regarding seized calipers and stuff like that. But really, for just over £1,000, it has been an absolute trooper. Albeit, not ideal driving it through the winter. Bit fun with the old... But, not ideal. So, what's wrong with the MX5 Eunos Roadster Mark 1, whatever you'd like to refer it to, Miata. Let's just run through it. It's now off the road. It's actually sawned. And a lot of people will go, why have you sawned it for that reason? But there isn't that reason. I have 3 or 4 weeks MOT left. So we're back to square one when I bought it with 3 weeks MOT, and it's now back off the road again. So there's a few little bits and pieces that need to be gone through. And I'm at the point now where I am literally 3 weeks from my wedding. I cannot afford or have the time to get stuck into it now. There is no point dailying it through the winter again, because it was never meant to have been done anyway, and I don't want to do it again. Plans have changed fundamentally for how I want the car to be and for what I want it for, and I'll run through that with you now. But what I want to do is just crack on, really, look at the car, work out a plan. Some bits I've got, some bits I know I need to buy, and really just start from there and move forward with it, and let's get her back on the road. Right, so first things first, obviously the car now doesn't look any different really from when I bought it, apart from I put a hard top on it. That again, I bought it in the sense that I was going to have it, you know, repaint it, and I picked the colour now I want for it, which will come to the channel very soon. But it got slapped on, get me through the winter. Kind of looks quite cool, white and green, but it was never meant to stay like that. It's really quite battered from storage marks and that, so she's a bit of a rat at the moment. So that is one little job. The reason she has come off the road, I will pop the bonnet now and show you, is because something happened. I'll try and drop a picture in now and you will kind of see. It was kind of the icing on the cake to take it off the road. Whenever I open this bonnet, I just love seeing that twin cam. So, what happened? Batting down the motorway, coming back from work. Like I mentioned, I use it daily. Heavens opened, absolutely pouring it down. Saw the temperature rise, battery light came on, fan belt snapped. Straight away I knew that's what happened. What annoys me the most is I check my oil, my water, every few days on all my cars, whether it's a new or an old car. It's something that's kind of been built into me ever since driving. I keep on top of my maintenance. They look fine. Being an Eunos, it's got a couple of belts in there that aren't normally in there in early Mark 1, so it's got power steering and it's got aircon. That makes the job a bit harder. But yeah, the fan belt snapped. It snapped so hard and with so much tension, it whipped forward, and when I opened the bonnet, it was hanging over the rad. That brings me to my problem. You can't quite see it very easily, but I'll try and rock it somehow. Nope, you literally can't see it now, but there's a crack basically on the seam of it. You can kind of see where it's a bit of moisture there. But the fan belt snapped from in there and was hanging over this, and it's caused this old plastic, obviously original, look, radiator to snap. Now I know these are a notorious fault with the MX5, these old brown radiators. They are notoriously prone to snapping. That's caused the car now to come off the road. I don't want to put a cheap radiator back in. This one's lasted 30 years. Let's go with a decent one. I'll probably be going back to Bofi Racing. They've got a Mishimoto one, so let's upgrade while we're there. I can buy a cheap Chinese one, slap it in there. The car will be back on the road with 80 odd quid or whatever. It's not how I want to go with this car. In my eyes, it's so well engineered. I need to keep on top of that, keep it engineered, keep it looking good. So we're going to put a Mishimoto rad in it. Swap the fans out, put these fans back on, and call it a good one. that's not the only thing that needs to be done under here. Under that heat shield, that horrible, ugly looking heat shield there, I believe there is a manifold blow. It does sound very ticky on startup. Never had it off. This is due an oil change as well, so I did one when I got the car. It's due its next one, so it's another thing that needs to be done. Yeah, engine wise, it's not dead. It runs like an absolute champ, but it was the icing on the cake to take off the road. Moving around the car, they're flipping awful. They annoy me every time I see them. They need to go, but to do that, I need to sort the suspension out. Before I do the suspension, this tiny little bubble that was in the corner is now, yeah, it's definitely going to be a hole. It was an MOT advisory, so there's no point rushing it to the MOT, putting a rad in it, bogging that up, or welding that up, or plugging that up, or treating that up, or whatever you want to call it to make it look pretty. It needs cutting out and doing properly. So, plate in. You can buy repair sections, but I'm going to have a go at making something. I like doing that. Pushing from the other side's actually quite solid, but I do believe I'm probably going to end up having to weld both sides, sort that corner out, yeah, and crack on with that. Moving around the back of the car, again, you know, I love this car. There's nothing aesthetically I particularly want to change other than the wheels. The exhaust, as much as I thought it was fun at the time, I'm actually very, very let down and a bit annoyed by the whole thing. If you remember when I bought this exhaust from Malian, I had a lot of issues with it. It arrived damaged. Customer service was atrocious. It just pissed me off, to call it frank. It annoyed me, and ever since then it's kind of always been a bugbear of me that I had that issue with it. And I use this car daily. I take it out stupid o'clock in the morning, come back stupid o'clock late at night. I work a shift pattern, and it's just not really ideal now to have that kind of exhaust on this car. Moving forward with the plans, I'm not building it to be a full track car, which was my original plan with this car. It's probably actually going to be used more by my other half, in the sense that I've got plans for other stuff for you guys, and this will come a bit of just a run-of-the-mill daily car for us. We like our classics. She's fallen in love with this. I have, and I really can't see it going. My initial plan when that snapped, being the fact it was an absolute atrocious day, it was hammering it down, I'd take all 3 belts off. Luckily I keep a spare belt in the boot of all my cars, so a new fan belt. I managed to change it in the pissing rain, get myself home, limping it with a cracked rad. It's never really caused us any issues. It's been absolutely fine, and we plan to take it to Le Mans next year on a road trip. So I want to try and plan to make it a good driver car. That being said, the wheels need to go. I want to try and repaint the whole car. Going to paint the roof, do the welding, and if you remember, yeah, all the way under here, underneath, we've got the HSD coilovers. Yeah, they've never been fitted, so we really need to get them done. I can't even show you, but you can see there's the car's tucked all round, and we've actually worked out that the car sits on cut springs at the rear of the car. I might be able to show you a little bit easier because you can get under there. But yeah, so all this is, that's the old heat shield from the exhaust. That's not a rusty boot floor. You can see the bolt slot. I've kind of left that there, even I don't need it there. I'm changing this, and I'm changing it front to back, the exhaust. So when all this is off, I'm going to clean up the subframe and surface rust, get that tidy. I'm going to leave the heat shield in because the new exhaust I want has a big back box again like the original. But you can see these springs, the one's actually bent on one side. Probably easier to show you on that side actually, because the exhaust isn't in the way. But you can see it's crooked. So we've done some measurements, and they are actually cut springs, which is dangerous and isn't right. And I have the coilovers, so I don't just want to slap the coilovers on. I want to do the welding, I want to drop the exhaust, I want to paint the underside, make it all sprucey and pretty, protected for the many, many years to come. And I want to buy some new nuts and bolts. I want to buy some new drop links and give her a bit of a refresh. This car is 30 years old, been enjoyed by an enthusiast before me, and I don't want to let any of that slip, if you know what I mean. I want to really keep on top of it. Hence why I've made a decision just to take it off the road, cut my losses as a daily car. We've got the old Volvo. The Mini has been used quite a bit more recently, and I do have access to another vehicle, so it's not like I'm lost about it. Very privileged in that respect. I do understand that. That being said, it does need a list of things making, like job wise. So the first thing I think I want to do while I wait for things to calm down a little bit in my personal life, I want to make a bit of a list. So Mishimoto Rad from Bofi Racing is definitely happening. Got the coilovers, Driftworks and Bofi Racing collaborated with that to help me. So we've got them. I've got a new genuine valve cover gasket, which I'll probably put on. Whether I film that, I don't know. Obviously got all the oil. I've got a new genuine Mazda service oil filter. So I can deal with all that. That sorts the engine wise out. I've actually been speaking with Piper. Now Piper cams make obviously cams for cars. They also make exhausts for MX5. If you've not checked out Urchfab, wow, what a wicked series. Go check his channel out for one. But two, he had a Piper exhaust fitted for his Mongrel build, because it's a Mazda underneath a 100E, and I went, wow, that's pretty decent. So I've actually been in contact with them, and probably going to go with an exhaust from them. They've been really helpful. They sent me over a nice kind of spec of what they can do for me, and I've basically got to decide if I want to go to 4-to-1 race manifold, or if I want to go full stainless original manifold, keep it nice silencer in the middle, because I don't need a cat in this car legally, and just have a nice looking stainless exhaust that's going to last the test of time. So we've got a lot of work to do, so let me bang you back on the tripod. I want to see what you guys think, and poorly little car, hopefully we'll get some love. So drop in a comments below, what do you all think? Is there some things you'd like to see me do on this car? I obviously originally bought this car as a bit of a project car for this channel. I appreciate it's very different, it's out there. Obviously the channel started with Classic Minis, we've got the Volvo, and moving forward in the next few years I actually have cars planned out for you guys. I've got ideas and things that I want to achieve, and with your guys' help, working closely with Frost, we've got some projects coming, both personally and with friends' vehicles. There's loads of stuff for you guys, especially regarding the mini side of things. However, personally, I want to start ticking off my cars that I want to own, and the only way I can do that is by working through the projects I've got to get to the rest of the cars I want to achieve, working my absolute arse off in my personal life to achieve that as well, and I'm not scared of all that. I will just crack on and get it done. But would you like to see me do the maintenance on this vehicle? Filming it, working on it takes twice as long. If you've never done anything like that, some of you guys are YouTubers that do watch my channel, you'll understand it takes a long time to do both. Now, I don't mind doing that, I really enjoy that. Would you guys like to see me do it on this car? So we've got the radiator. I've just seen all the water that's sprayed everywhere. We've got the radiator to do. That I won't probably do in one video, maybe I'll kind of cover that, and no one needs to see how to take out a few bolts and do it, but would you? Is that what you want to see? So basically what I'm trying to say to round this video off is, do you want to see every aspect of this vehicle? Should I just kind of bring you guys in for, let's do it a vlog style maybe, part 1 or 2, or maybe make it 5 vlogs on the MX5 and we just get through the jobs. Let me know what you think, because I do appreciate this car isn't for everyone. However, it's jobs I want to do, and I do like to document my vehicles. It's the whole point of starting this channel. That being said, there's a lot of love for this vehicle still. There's a lot of people message me about it and ask questions about it and stuff like that. So let me know what you want to do. We've got the suspension, we've got the bodywork, we've got a rad, basic service and maintenance, and we're going to try and do a full front to back exhaust, so manifold right back to the tailpipe. Loads of bits and pieces to do. There is some stuff in the interior I want to do. I'm toying with the idea of changing seats or getting some nicer Mazda seats. Not too sure on that yet, but there's a lot of things I want to do to this car, but I also don't want to bore you guys. So what would you like to see? Drop in the comments below, and or just let me know. If there's loads of stuff that you do want to see, I'll do it. If a few people are interested, I might just do it as a vlog style. We will see. But yeah, that's all from me. Go check out our sponsors in the link description below, Frost, for all your restoration needs. And yeah, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. It massively helps the channel. And yeah, get amongst yourselves down below, chat, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Stay safe and look after yourselves.